Welcome to SparkVerse. In this lesson, we're going deep into the multiple choice question type, one of the most common formats you'll run into during your exam preparation, especially in the listening section. I'll walk you through exactly what this question type looks like, how to approach it strategically, the mistakes most people make on it, and the sneaky traps test setters like to use. Then we'll finish with a full practice conversation so you can put everything into action. If you're finding this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment letting me know your questions and your target band score. I'd love to hear where you're aiming for in your study journey. Let me walk you through what multiple choice questions look like on test day. You'll meet them anywhere in the exam, but they show up most often in Section 3, which features an academic discussion. There are two versions you need to recognize. The first is single answer, where you choose just one correct answer from three options, labeled A, B, and C. The second is multi-answer, where you need to choose two, and sometimes three, correct answers from a longer list of 5 or more options, labeled A through E or beyond. Here's something crucial to understand: the order the options appear on your page is not necessarily the order they're mentioned in the recording. In fact, distractors, the wrong options, are often mentioned first, with the correct answer confirmed or corrected only later in the conversation. That's why listening all the way through each relevant part of the recording matters so much. Now here's the strategy I want you to use every time you tackle this question type. Before the audio even starts, read every option carefully and underline the key differences between them. That difference is usually exactly what the question is testing. Next, predict what kind of information you're listening for. Is it a number, a reason, a time, or an opinion? As the recording plays, actively eliminate options that are clearly wrong rather than passively waiting for the right one to jump out at you. If you're working on a multi-answer question, keep listening for all the correct options. Don't stop the moment you find just one. And if you ever find yourself stuck between two options, mark your best guess immediately and move on. You cannot afford to lose focus and miss the next question because you're still deciding on this one. Let's talk about the mistakes I see students make again and again on this question type. The first is selecting too early. Picking the first option you hear mentioned without waiting to see if the speaker corrects or contradicts themselves later. The second is matching words instead of meaning. Choosing an option just because it repeats a word from the recording, even when the actual meaning doesn't line up. The third is only picking one answer on a choose two question. This instantly costs you a mark, even if the one answer you did pick was correct. So always make sure you've selected the full number required. And the fourth is getting stuck, spending too long deciding between two close options and missing the next question as a result. Watch out for all four of these as you practice. Here are some traps and tricks that will genuinely change how you perform on this question type. First, listen for correction language. Words like but, actually, however, or I mean almost always signal that the speaker is about to correct something they just said. And that correction is very often the real answer. Second, watch for synonyms. The recording will rarely use the exact words from your options. If an option says expensive, the recording might say costs quite a lot instead. Third, use process of elimination in your head. As each option gets ruled out, mentally cross it off so you stay actively engaged instead of passively waiting. And finally, for multi-answer questions specifically, lightly tick every option that seems possible as you hear it. Then narrow down to your final answers at the end of that section, rather than trying to decide instantly. Now let's put everything into practice with a Section 1 style conversation between a gym receptionist named Emma and a caller named David. As you listen, here's exactly what to listen for on each of the 5 questions. For question 1. On weekday opening hours, Emma says they're open from 6 in the morning until 10 at night, Monday to Friday. So the correct answer is 6A. M.
Good morning, Sunrise Fitness Center. This is Emma speaking. How can I help you today? Hi Emma, I'm interested in joining the gym, but I wanted to ask a few questions first before I sign up. Of course, go ahead. What are your opening hours during the week? We're open from 6 in the morning until 10 at night, Monday to Friday. On weekends, we open a little later, at 8, and close at 8 in the evening. That's great. And do you offer any group classes? Yes, we do. We currently run yoga on Tuesday and Thursday evenings, spin classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings, and a beginner's swimming class on Saturday afternoons. Perfect. I'd love to try the spin classes. What about membership prices? We have 3 main options. The basic plan is £35 a month and gives you access to the gym floor only. The standard plan is £50 a month and includes all group classes as well as the gym floor. And the premium plan is £75 a month, which adds unlimited pool access and 1 free personal training session each month. I think the standard plan sounds right for me. Is there a joining fee? Normally there's a £25 joining fee, but this month we're waiving it for anyone who signs up before the end of the month, so you're in luck. Excellent. One last thing, is there parking available? Yes, we have a car park directly behind the building, and it's free for members for up to 2 hours. That's perfect. Thank you so much for your help, Emma. You're very welcome, David. We look forward to seeing you soon.
That wraps up our deep dive into multiple choice questions for your exam preparation. To recap, this question type comes in single answer and multi-answer forms. The best strategy is to read the options first and eliminate as you go. The biggest mistakes are jumping in too early and only picking one answer on choose 2 questions. And the sharpest trick is listening for correction language like but or however. Keep practicing this and you'll start spotting these patterns automatically in your study journey. If this helped you, please and share it with a classmate who's preparing alongside you. In the next video, we'll move on to gap fill and form completion questions, where I'll cover the format, strategy, common mistakes, and the traps to watch out for with that type as well. And remember, you can find all the written materials for this series in advance at www.SparkSkyTech.com/IELTS. So you can read ahead whenever you like. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.